Honorable to adjudicators, honorable to opposition team. I'm Chut Anissa Fitriati as a member of government, and we will continue our discussion about this motion. This motion is this House believes that feminist movement should aggressively oppose the K-pop industry. Here we are want to rebuttal what the opposition team have said before. The opposition team said that feminism is caused by patriarchal culture, not K-pop. But if we look up more deeply, K-pop also cause so many patriarchal culture inside of this industry. We can see how this industry make a woman as an exploitation and showing a woman as an object that able to commercialization. And this is what feminists always fight for, and this is really crucial. So we need to repeat this one more time, that if the opposition team said that feminist isn't caused by feminist is caused by patriarchal culture, not K-pop, it's totally wrong, because we can see how K-pop also can make a track to impactful patriarchal culture. And the other thing that why feminism should oppose the K-pop industry. There are so many reasons about this. Firstly, we can also see from the psychology side. There are so many psychology problems. It's not only about feminism, but also the psychological problem and trouble. We can see how many people in the young age that they are trying to imagination how to playing with playing with their imagination and playing as if they are a part of this K-pop industry, and this is really crucial and important to notice. And we can see that how this Korean wave hugely and widely, will be make a new mindset in our young age people, and will also make the feminist. This will also contravene the feminist principle. We can see that the feminist principle is to make sure that a woman has an equality with the male. And this is what we fight for. Meanwhile, the K-pop industry trying to show a woman as a commercial object. We can see how they are showing a beauty face, a beauty girl, such as a K-pop band. We can take Blackpink for example, how they are being commercial in some another industry and using as an object to make sure that the other girl will also buying the same thing like what this K-pop girls wearing. So this is not only K-pop about music, but we know that we cannot deny that the K-pop music is also showing and creating the body image as the first aspect, not only about their music. So this is really important to look up by the feminists, because our feminist principle is to make sure that the woman is not doing as an objection, or even they are get exploitation by the industry. Ladies and gentlemen, and we can see from this thing why we must support, why feminists should oppose the K-pop industry. We can see that how this entertainment agency really capitalism. They are never think about an equality what all of women in the world has trying to fight for. So meanwhile, the industry, this entertainment agency, they has a right and they has ability to controlling this K-pop industry to make sure that they are give so many impactful to the society. Meanwhile, they are really doing job which is contravened from feminists, and this is must be noticed. That's why the feminists have to make sure that we must oppose the K-pop industry. And we can see how the K-pop industry is called as Korean wave. So it's been Korean, where all of the trends has been about Korean. It's not only about drama, actor, K-pop, singer, and how they look like, their lifestyle and everything. And also, we know that this is relatable with economical increasing, but this here what the important thing, because this widely impactful from the K-pop, it's not only about how they well known as in all over the world, and also how they are the economical is the ability to increase in the economical of the country. They have to make a contribution also in a feminist principle support, because this is really important. We live in the world where actually we have to fight for equality between women and men. Then this is really important. And one more time, we should say that we strongly believe that this house believe the feminist movement should aggressively oppose the K-pop industry is a good thing, because this is so important. We see how women nowadays look like an object. They are trying to commercial, and they just and people, also society, has rebuilt a reconstruction by the society as if the woman is an object that we should see from the beauty side. So this is really crucial. That's why we have to clarify that feminist principle really against the K-pop industry, because the K-pop industry always make a body image and then beauty standard as the first thing that they are tracking to make sure that, like what opposite team say, that this like what other team say before, that this is really this K-pop is make a body image, and this agency try to framing they try to framing that everything is about writing. So they reconstruction this K-pop girl or boy band as perfect as what society think of the beauty standard. And this is so crucial, because the feminist is always fight for women to have ability to have right to make sure that they able to contract and able to build their own beauty standard. And one more time, we need to say that we do agree that feminists should aggressively oppose the K-pop industry. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable to educators and honorable for closing opposition. So I'm Lily Sartika as government whip. I will rebut what is wrong thinking by the closing opposition said about this motion today. This house believe that feminist movement should aggressively oppose the K-pop industry. Ladies and gentlemen, like the closing opposition said before, that the K-pop industry cannot be blamed. So how can we think that like that? Let's we see how the K-pop industry influence about the psychology, especially teenager. Many fanatism of fan be crazy because of entertainment, Korean content. How the opposition have the statement that we cannot blame the K-pop industry. And ladies and gentlemen, the influence of K-pop industry for teenager cause ruining. When someone is too much in liking entertainment to make them happy, then the productive fancy our brain cannot be treated. And then, ladies and gentlemen, let's we see the many cases how the K-pop industry or Korean wave make the big influence for our teenager. So why? As a feminism have principle to make the women have a freedom to live like their life portion, but with the K-pop industry, what it influence with the K-pop industry, but the woman and a fan for the K-pop industry, they live with the out of portion. But with the K-pop industry and Korean wave again, make the female try to make their lifestyle, but they have no on the lifestyle, because they always try to make their lifestyle, their how they see or expression like their idol. And let we see for example Blackpink, so like the first speaker said before that, so many cases that shown their the fanatic fans spend 100 million to collection the idol album and to make their lifestyle same like the idol. But how the K-pop industry, and we really to oppose the K-pop industry, like the feminist movement. Why we should to make collaboration with the feminist movement? Because feminists try to make the male, female, or woman to be have how to their expression and how their life, how their have own lifestyle. Be the K-pop industry, K-pop industry, so make the big influence for the especially the teenager. And ladies and gentlemen, let's read this case that who's booming, that's BTS meal. How direction of fanatism fan, where it's just actually it just BTS smell just seem like another food, but when the teenager or especially female know that is by K-pop, by the branded BTS, they try to affect that product because they do not is by K-pop brand. It look like interesting. Actually, this is a big influence and bad influence for the teenager, especially female. So we see focus about the psychology. Let me see the focus about psychology. Why? Like fanatic fan thinking suddenly with imagination. Many fans or who who they like the K-pop or Korean wave, who influenced by the K-pop industry, they many have imagination. They thinking suddenly, but with imagination, like how the dangerous for their psychology. So as a feminism to protect and to save how the direction and how to expression for the women. So we strongly agree that if feminist movement should to oppose the K-pop industry, how the many reaction, how the big influence, they can choose their own beauty standard, but with the K-pop industry, what the influence like K-pop industry, BTS, Blackpink like influencer for the teenager or female, it make the female, especially the teenager, cannot have their own beauty standard, but they want out of abortion. Actually, it's not good for their life, for their standard, and for their standard beauty. And feminist movement should to make the female or the woman to have their own standard or their life and their how to be expression, but in the K-pop industry, or change all of their style. And let's we see how the direction is by fanatism fan. Ladies and gentlemen, let me see how many the fanatics can be crazy because of the entertainment Korean contents. All the Korean content is so interesting for the teenagers or the women. They don't realize that influence is very dangerous for their psychology, for their life, for their how they can be expression. And so in this case, it's wrong. It's a wrong thinking by the closing opposition to say that K-pop industry cannot be blamed. But so, like the feminist movement should aggressively oppose the K-pop industry. Why this can be dangerous for the generation, for especially for the women and the teenager. And like I said before, that's about the how they thinking. Their thinking is influenced by how the Korean content, entertainment, and money fanatism fan like crazy, and they spend the money 100 millions to spend idol album, and how to their want to same lifestyle like their idol, and how to make the many case because the teenager and female out of portion because they are finding that this is my idol, I should be like how their style, I should be how their beauty. And it's wrong thinking by the teenager because they're influenced by K-pop industry. Ladies and gentlemen, let me see focus again for psychology. The fanatic fan thinking lacks imagination. The portion is not balanced. Why? That is why the finding of the most numerous, that is a fanatic. All the K-pop industry can make the someone of be fanatic fan, and that can make the big influence and a bad influence for the who want to be the fanatic fan by the K-pop industry. So we have to oppose the K-pop industry for to save the how the life of the female or teenager by the feminist movement. And we strongly believe that the feminist movement aggressively to oppose the K-pop industry because that is very influence and give a bad influence for teenager, especially for the female. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.